And welcome onto the campus of DeMatha Catholic High School. We're in the Morgan and Kathy Wooten Gymnasium. I'm Corey Puffett, joined by Neil Murphy, and we have got Stags basketball on tap tonight as the 12-4 Stags take on the 16-3 Panthers of Paul VI. Neil, good to be back with you today.
Yeah, another great game. DeMatha Paul VI is as good as it gets. It's been one of the premier games over the last few years like that. Probably the only disappointing thing is, once again, a limited crowd. So I'm really hopeful. Certainly you look at the playoffs coming up. With of the 11 teams, you have to say 8 have a legitimate shot to go for the hardware at the end. Maybe we can go towards where we start letting fans in, get those student sections involved, get the pep band in, WCAC basketball, because the playoffs should be unbelievable.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, I believe there was an article in the Washington Post this week talking about the parity in our league right now. You got about a minute until tip-off. The Stags coming in on a 6-game winning streak. Paul VI on a 4-game winning streak of their own. The Panthers have not played quite as many conference games so far. They're sitting at 5-2 against WCAC opponents. DeMatha at 7-2. What do you expect coming to this game for the Stags, coming off of a big win against previously undefeated McNamara last week right here on DM Stags TV, and then a big win on Friday against St. John's?
Certainly, if you're Coach Strickland, what you're looking for is the focus and the energy they've brought in the last couple home games. It started with the game against Good Counsel on a Sunday afternoon, and then the big build-up to the game against McNamara. I know it's an old phrase, but the Stags were ready to play.
Got about 10 seconds here until the prayer and the national anthem. We'll step away for just a moment. Stick with us, and we'll bring you some Stags basketball here after this short break. And we are just about set to tip off here. I want to give a quick shout out to our video broadcast journalism students who are helping us broadcast today's games. If you were watching our JV matchup on our YouTube channel earlier, we had Deshaun Williams and Stephen McDonald giving you the play-by-play and the color commentary. In that game, Deshaun is stuck around. He'll be doing our main camera for this game. We had Sean Stubbs doing the camera for that JV game, and we got Dominic Rogers, who was our switchboard operator and scoreboard operator for that JV game. He'll be filling the same role here for us this evening. Starting lineups are set. On the Paul VI side, we've got Ben Hammond, Deshaun Harris-Smith, Doug McDaniel, Darren Harris, and Christian Gerdock. And on the DeMatha side, our usual five-man starting group of A.J. Swinton, Jaden Mustaf, Rodney Rice, Tyrell Ward, and Jarrell Roberson. Should be a great matchup here, Neil.
Certainly it looks like, Paul VI will play their typical game. They're going to push the pace. All right, they're going to try and get out and run the open floor, push the ball, get the press up.
Paul VI coming off two really easy wins as far as the scoreboard makes it look. Last Tuesday they beat Good Counsel 90-60, and then on Sunday they beat Ireton 82-69. We'll see how they handle our Stags tonight as Paul VI takes the opening tip-off. Harris-Smith passes it around. And that's going to be stolen by A.J. Swinton on that first possession, taken right back by Doug McDaniel, passed ahead, and an easy lay-in for number 3, Ben Hammond, the sophomore.
Great defense by DeMatha. A.J. just tried to do too much too soon. DeMatha didn't have the floor balance. Easy layup for PVI.
Jaden Mustaf passes off to Rodney Rice. Rice off to Swinton. He was looking inside for Roberson. Oh, that's a great pass. Mustaf couldn't finish, but there is a whistle. Looks like they're going to get Christian Gerdock, the freshman, big number 25 down there for that foul, and that will send Mustaf to the line to shoot 2.
Great cut by Jaden. Rodney Rice put the ball right on the money.
That was a really impressive pass on that angle. And Mustaf hits his first free throw. Stags' first point of the night. And the second one off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound to the Panthers. Paul VI pushing it up. Going to get an open, deep look from 3, no good by McDaniel. Rebound to the Stags. Tyrell Ward gives it off to Rice. Inside, looking for Roberson, but that's tipped by McDaniel. Taken away. And a good pass out back to McDaniel. And rather, that was Hammond who poked the ball away, and Hammond will finish on the other end for Paul VI.
Nice drive by Hammond, got to the other side of the rim. Nice finish with the right hand off the backboard.
Rodney Rice against McDaniel, falling to the side, and ooh, that is a really hard fall for Jaden Mustaf. He's going to get up. We'll see if he can shake that off. That foul not on the shot, so DeMatha will get possession on the baseline.
Yeah, it looks like Ben Hammond's maybe shaking up a little bit on that one. Took a hard fall.
Yeah, I think so is Jaden. 3 for Tyrell Ward, and he hits it over Darren Harris.
Nice little pull up for the 3, something that's really improved for Tyrell.
ties the game at 4 as the Panthers working it inside on the other end. Gets it out to McDaniel, passes it off. Harris tries to respond, no good, but the rebound, oh man, nobody can knock it in, and Tyrell Ward comes away with it.
PVI hitting the backboards, that 2 at point blank range, couldn't cash in. Stags need to do a better job of boxing out.
They got away with that one. Stags working it here. That's poked away from Rodney Rice. And on the fast break, that's going to be knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with PVI. Good defense, though, to get down there and make sure McDaniel didn't have a clean lane to the basket.
PVI very talented. You have to say it all starts with Doug McDaniel. He's been a 4-year player here. Also played football this year.
That was tipped on the pass by Rice, but Paul the Sixth takes it back. Working outside, McDaniel was looking for the 3, passes it off. That was Harris Smith, no good there, and that will be Stags ball. Jaquan Womack, not sure he agrees with that call.
Now I'm at the other end of the court, and I don't think I agree with it either. I think it was one of those ones where you kind of fouled him. We'll just give the ball to DeMatha, more of a what you might do in the park. Like Stags, a little set offense here.
Mustaf off to Rice. He'll take the 3, a little short. Rebound to Gerdock.
Tough shot, just didn't quite have his legs underneath him, but we know he's real good at those.
Great drive by McDaniel. Couldn't get enough spin on the ball to put it in, but the foul called, and we will see McDaniel go to the line to shoot 2 for the Panthers. A little more than 3 minutes into this first quarter of play. Just a 4-4 ball game here.
McDaniel, I remember from back in his freshman year when he was a player of impact. So clever with the ball, very mature game, can finish with either hand on either side of the rim. He's got the little in-between shots, the teardrops, the bank shots.
No good on the first free throw for McDaniel. Second one is good. Garrett Sundra comes into the game for Paul the Sixth. Rodney Rice, double team coming, and he's going to get that to Tyrell Ward. 3 is good.
That might have been a no. Great shot, Tyrell. Not much offense for the Stags.
On the other end, DeMatha trying to come with the loose ball. They do. Tyrell gives it off to A.J. Swinton. Some contact. He ends up with the ball again.
Great job. Tyrell's second effort kept the ball alive. A.J. Swinton cashes in. Stags with a little bit of energy here. 9-5, coming up on the 4:20 mark.
This small crowd making themselves heard right now. Paul the Sixth on the other end passes out. No good for 3 by Womack. And I think that could have been a double dribble. Paul the Sixth comes away with it anyway. McDaniel driving into the lane. He's got it. Nice little floater, got the bounce.
So good with those tweener shots. Last time Stags didn't quite have the numbers there. I think Coach Strickland wants to push it. You have an advantage, great. If not, let's let our offense run. We've been effective so far.
3:43 left in the first quarter. DeMatha has not subbed yet tonight. Jarrell Roberson, some contact under the basket.
Nice
No
feed
call.
by Tyrell Ward. Jarrell not able to cash in though.
And McDaniel dribble out of trouble. He'll pass this off to Harris Smith. Deshaun Harris Smith gives it up to Darren Harris. They're going to work it around. Deshaun Harris Smith for 3. Too strong, no good. Jaden Mustaf comes down with it. Passes it ahead to Roberson. And good patience.
Nice job. Good composure by Jarrell. Jaden with the great look ahead. Gathered himself. Cashed in on the bucket.
On the other end, A.J. Swinton is going to be called for the foul on the contact, and we will finally get a couple of substitutions for the Stags. Number 5, Isaiah Arnold checking in, along with number 33, Bryson Hill.
2:59 to go in the quarter. 11-7, the Stags are up. PVI ball on the sideline, right in front of Coach Strickland. Coach Strickland finally playing a little defense out there.
Couldn't stop that inbound pass. Deshaun Harris Smith under the basket. He'll work against Jaden Mustaf and put that one in for 2.
A little too easy there. Caught it point blank, just had to turn and flip it in.
Mustaf Gives that off to Hill. Rice and Hill. Rodney Rice with it now. He's going to drive. No good. Good defense at the end by Sundra. And the two from just before he got to the free throw line, McDaniel puts it in.
Stags a little slow getting back. PVI taking advantage of the 5-on-4 break.
Doug McDaniel makes it a tie game. The defense on the other end, that will stay with DeMatha, but a nice job by number 15, Brendan Robinson, in the game now on the defensive effort there.
2:12 to go, 11-11. Tie game. Stags ball on the sideline. Coach Ferrilla now gets a chance to play defense on the inbounder.
And we're going to get Tyro Ward and A.J. Swinton back in. This time it'll send Jarrell Roberson and Rodney Rice to the bench for a breather. Mustaf to Swinton. And they're going to get
a little ticky-tack out front.
Yeah, they got Harris Smith for that foul. He's not sure about it. I'm really not sure about it, but
it's one of those ones could always be called or can never be called. Certainly you'd never call that one in the park, but
that's especially frustrating for Paul VI because you had Jaden Mustaf pick up his dribble before he really should have, and that really set up a good defensive opportunity for them. Regardless, Paul VI winds up with the ball again. No harm, even though there was a foul called. Deshaun Harris-Smith passes it off. It winds up in the hands of Doug McDaniel working against Jaden Mustaf.
Big thing here is contain. Keep him in front.
12 seconds on the shot clock. McDaniel outside. And they're going to get Harris-Smith for the travel there. It's a turnover. 11-11 remains the score. A low-scoring game. 1:31 remaining in the first quarter. And Darren Harris, a sophomore for Paul VI, will check back into the game and give Deshaun Harris-Smith an opportunity to catch his breath.
Darren Harris, a great outside shooter, kind of a Klay Thompson type of player. He had some
high praise. A.J. Swinton looking for three, no good. Rodney Rice couldn't come up with the rebound, and then we've got a travel called against Jaquan Womack.
Minute 20 here, 11-11. Stags need a good possession here. They've been stuck on 11 for a while. Want to get off the number. The box set out of bounds.
Rodney Rice pulls up for three.
There we go.
What a shot.
He looked up and said, Doug McDaniel is not guarding me now, so I'm going to shoot this one.
Yeah, that was number 15, Brendan Robinson on the defense there. On the other end, Doug McDaniel, no good, but great job on the offensive boards by Womack.
Penetration by McDaniel forces the help. Nobody was able to help the helper.
Isaiah Arnold. He'll toss that out and saved by Tyrell Ward. Ward going to try and drive. He pulls up. His foot was on the line, so that's a two. It's a terrific shot, though.
But he should probably get another point for style points. Tough move by the senior.
And now that's going to be almost a turnover, and it might be a jump ball. Yes, official says jump ball. Possession arrow points to DeMatha. Christian Gerdock checks back in for Paul VI. Mustaf and Roberson coming back in for the Stags.
26.6 to go in the quarter.
Few good minutes played there by Isaiah Arnold and Bryson Hill.
Shot clock is off.
22 seconds remain in the period. Mustaf. He's going to be patient here. 15 seconds. 10 seconds now. Passes it off to Ward. 5 seconds. He's going to pull for the three. No good off the front of the rim. He's got to put it up.
Why not?
No good. But a nice job to go ahead and milk the rest of that clock by the Stags. Make sure they got the last possession. 16-13 at the end of one.
About what you expected. All right. senior Tyrell Ward stepping up for DeMatha, making it happen, most importantly at both ends of the floor. He's gotten his hands on a number of ball, knocked him free, Stags off to the races, and has been effective on the offensive end, knocking down some shots. Rodney Rice able to get going late. Certainly we're looking for more out of him. But if you're Coach Strickland, you got to like the focus and the energy of this group.
On the other end, it seems like it's been a team effort offensively for the Panthers, in particular with their aggressiveness and their success on the offensive boards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've had a number of putbacks inside. And again, I think it's back to Doug McDaniel, the senior. He can create. Even when he doesn't score, he forces the help. And now we can't block out whoever the help we're supposed to box out. And that's where it's got to be by committee for DeMatha. That third and fourth guy getting in there to, again, help the helper.
Last Tuesday, you guys were with us for a huge win for the Stags. McNamara, previously unbeaten. They came into that game 11-0, and we beat them 77-50 here on DM Stags TV. And then on Friday, DeMatha went to St. John's and won that game 64-56. The latest two of a 6-game winning streak for the Stags.
And you got other games going on tonight. You got St. John's at Gonzaga. You got McNamara, good counsel. Tomorrow, Gonzaga has to play against Carroll. So what a league, and certainly with some of the cancellation because of COVID, now you're getting teams having to play back-to-back on nights. It's not your traditional Tuesday, Friday schedule.
DeMatha is getting back to a little bit of a normal schedule right now, though. After tonight, our only other 3 games here on this network are going to be this Friday, next Friday the 11th, and then the following Friday the 18th.
Stags into a 1-3-1 they've been having fun with.
Doug McDaniel gets an open look from 3, but can't knock it down. Rebound to the Panthers. They'll get a second opportunity from 3. No good. Another offensive rebound. And it looks like they're going to get Jarrell Roberson for the foul underneath the basket. And that will give Christian Gerdock an opportunity to shoot a pair of free throws.
Yeah, the big fella in there. You know, one of the problems with the zone is who you blocking out? Well, we didn't block out number 25, Christian Gerdock. Big, strong freshman. And one of the coaches who's seen him play a couple times said they couldn't believe how much he improved from one game to the next when they'd seen him a couple times.
Good touch by the big man on the first free throw. The second one, good as well.
Good looking stroke there. 16-15. We got 7:35 to go.
Mustaf takes the ball up court for DeMatha. Gets that inside to Roberson. Roberson working against Gerdock. He'll pass it off to Rice. Screen by Roberson. Tried to get it to him. Nice job by Gerdock not giving him the open passing lane. And DeMatha can't come up with an offensive rebound. But then we do get a foul. And it looks like
Rodney Rice.
Yeah,
tough
off of
play.
Rodney Rice.
Trying to pursue the loose rebound there. Just ran into a PVI player. 16-15. DeMatha up 1. Again, they're going with that 1-3-1.
Soft double team against Deshaun Harris-Smith. He'll get that around to Darren Harris. Inside to McDaniel. And a good pass. Great job by Deshaun Harris-Smith to cut to the basket, get the open look. Ward, a little bit of a stumble, maintains control of the ball. He'll pass it off to Swinton. And contested shot. Mustaf with the rebound and a foul. Under the basket by Gerdock.
Great job by Jaden, first of all, to get the rebound, aggressively going to the board there, but then as he went up, held off to create the contact. Now we'll go to the line for 2.
First free throw for Mustaf is good. That'll tie the game. Second free throw good. 18-17 now. Stags lead.
All right, so Stags again in their 1-3-1 or 1-2-2.
Ben Hammond with the ball, cuts toward the basket. Is he going to get through? He does. Jarrell Roberson tried to swat that out of there, but Hammond with a nice move. Rice.
Whether you're playing zone or man, sooner or later you got to guard the ball. DeMatha hasn't been doing a great job of that.
Stags moving around. Rice gets an open look from the free throw line. He'll knock that down. Stags and Panthers trading buckets here. Early second quarter action coming up on the 6-minute mark.
DeMatha trying to go man. Looks like some guys missed the meeting.
Doug McDaniel driving against Ward. He's got Ward turned around. Got it up off the backboard, but that is going to stay with PVI. Looks like that was off of Ward.
Yeah, good job by Tyrell. Got his hands on the ball, just couldn't keep it, just couldn't secure it. Inbounds underneath. There's a little lob.
Into Harris Smith, and they get him for a travel. He's had a couple of those tonight.
Sometimes you just have to hold the fort. Jarrell Roberson didn't do anything, just let him get it all the way to the rim. 5:40 to go, 20-19. DeMatha up 1. PVI still man-to-man. Must stop.
Jarrell Roberson's going to pull the three, no good. PVI with the ball. McDaniel waved off the screen by Gerdock. He'll work against Rice. Passes it off to Harris Smith. And against Swinton and then Roberson. Harris Smith drives in, gets the bucket, and he'll shoot one.
Good sequence for PVI. Little action out front with the ball screen. He was able to get all the way to the rim.
Bryson Hill will check back in for Jarrell Roberson now. And Harris Smith, high bounce, 2 high bounces off the rim, and he got it to go to convert the three-point play.
PVI up by 2.
Rice ahead to Hill. Bryson Hill passes off. Jaden Mustaf working inside, little fadeaway, no good.
One with the left hand, just didn't quite have his balance, left a little short. Here comes PVI, 4:50 to go in the quarter.
Double team, and on the other end, too easy for Christian Gerdock.
Christian Gerdock asserting himself inside.
Timeout DeMatha here. Paul VI takes a 4-point lead. 4 minutes and 47 seconds to go in the second quarter.
Well, we talk about where games are won, and certainly you look at the damage PVI is doing, it's in the paint. Most of their stuff is around either with offensive rebound or they've had some great penetration getting all the way to the rim. DeMatha must do a better job of containing, keeping them out of the lane, turn them into jump shooters, because right now they're shooting layups or putbacks, and you're just going to shoot a high percentage of that.
Tomorrow on DM Stags TV, we'll be streaming on DeMatha's Facebook page our signing day ceremony. Some of our top players from the football team and basketball, or maybe not basketball, it's soccer team for sure. They'll be making their college commitments tomorrow afternoon. I believe that will begin about 3 o'clock, so be sure to tune in for that and find out where some of our top college prospects are going to be going. Some of our players have already committed.
Mm-hmm. Always a great day, and I was thinking it's a great day for the parents, because they're the ones that made it happen. Their education at DeMatha and getting them to the practices.
Tyler Ward, what a great turnaround shot. Just the court awareness, knowing exactly where he was, exactly where the basket was.
Tough shot by Tyrell. Kind of good news, bad news. Good news is when in the bad news is we don't want to rely on shots like that.
No.
Stags need to do a better job of getting some high percentage shots the way PVI has.
Harris Smith almost threw that one away, but PVI gets the look underneath, and Gerdock reverses course and puts it up and in.
Again, Gerdock having as well. Jarrell Roberson's on the bench. I believe he has 2 fouls, so without resistance in there.
Rice puts up the three just ahead of Darren Harris, and he knocks it down.
Tough shot by the seniors. PVI up 26-25, 3:40 to go.
Rice did not have a lot of time to set with that ball. Basically caught it and immediately put it up. Some incidental contact. Swinton and Harris both hit the floor. No good on the shot by McDaniel. Rebounded to Paul VI, and then Gerdock can't get it. And it's going to stay with PVI.
PVI several attempts at that one. DeMatha finally got his hand on the ball, not able to hang on to it. PVI ball on the baseline. Without Jarrell Roberson, DeMatha has to rebound by committee.
Yep. And good attempt, good box out by Bryson Hill, but it doesn't matter because Ben Hammond puts it in.
Tough little move by the sophomore. Shot it with confidence.
A.J. Swinson gives it off to Jaden Mustaf. Mustaf driving in, nothing there. Swinson for three. No good there for Swinson. Rebound to Harris Smith. He's going to take it all the way, and he'll knock that down.
PVI making a move here. 30-25, 2:40 to go.
Good finish on the layup by Harris Smith. Now Rodney Rice puts one in for himself.
Tough little pull-up, 30-27.
They're just going back and forth right now. Gets his own rebound, and Harris Smith puts it back in. Harris Smith and Rodney Rice going back and forth. It's a 5-4 game between those two, just between the last two possessions for each team.
Once again, PVI in the backboard there. Beating up DeMatha a little bit there. And
Rice, he's feeling it. 7 quick points on the last 3 possessions for Rodney Rice.
32-29, we got a minute 50 to go.
Now can the Stags get a stop on defense?
Harris Smith out front.
And that's poked away by Tyrell Ward. And a foul. They're going to get Harris Smith as he tried to keep Ward from getting to the ball. It's a great job by Tyrell to poke it away, force the loose ball. Get a couple of substitutions here, one for each team. On the Paul VI side, Garrett Sunger checks back in. And on the Stag side, we get our first look at Adam Fox, number 32, on the court.
I'm thinking the idea here is Adam Fox maybe get in there, assert himself, put a body on someone.
Jaden Mustaf working against Hammond, puts it up.
Tough move.
How did he get that to fall? Great job by Mustaf to put that one in. It's a 1-point game with a minute 26 to go here in the second quarter.
Good little run here by the Stags to get back in. PVI was starting to create some distance.
PVI working it around. McDaniel dribbling around. They wave off the shot, and they are going to call a foul against, I believe, Bryson Hill. I think they signaled number 33. But again, they waved off the shot, so that's a possession for Paul VI on the baseline. 6 team fouls against DeMatha, so they are 1 away from putting PVI into the bonus. 5 team fouls against the Panthers. Wide pass. Tyrell Ward moved out of position, and Darren Harris goes in for the slam.
Baseline flush. Adam Fox tried to overtake the charge. Got there too late.
Ronnie Rice puts up the long 3. No good this time.
Rice and Hill, great job.
That was a fantastic rebound by Hill. Good job by Mustaf to get it back. Tyrell Ward now for 3. Little too short. DeMatha coming up with the offensive rebounds.
Rice and Hill
and
doing
a foul.
job.
Foul called there against Jaquan Womack. That will stay with DeMatha. 19 seconds on the shot clock, 32.9 to go in the half.
Great effort by Bryson Hill. Also Adam Fox is keeping the ball alive, multiple attempts.
Brendan Robinson checks back in for PVI. Rice into Ward. Rice has it underneath. No foul called, and that's going to stay with DeMatha. Good job by Rice to throw that off the leg of Jaquan Womack. It almost looked like it could have hit Rice on the rebound, but it hit the floor first. It's a good call by the official down there. He got a good look at it on the baseline, and it looks like they got a foul on somebody against the Stags. I think. Not sure who they called that on. It looked like he was calling that on Rice, but Rice was trying to handle the inbound.
Yeah, I thought he held up a 5. I'm not sure.
Well, that was what I thought at first, but we don't have a 5 on the court.
Yep.
We have a 1-5, but he definitely did not hold up a finger on the other side. So Anyway, shot clock is off, 15 seconds to go in the half. PVI holding for the last shot. Doug McDaniel with the ball, telling his guys where to go. 6 seconds, 5, 3, 2, he puts it up, no good off the glass, and too strong on the rebound. It will stay a 34-31 game heading into the half. PVI with the lead, but a tight contest here on this Tuesday night.
About what you expected, two good teams going at it. Each team had their moments. Rodney Rice got off to a slow start, picked it up there towards the end of the second quarter. Tyrell Ward was pretty hot early on. I'm thinking if you're DeMatha, things we're worried about, dribble penetration. We got to keep them out of the lane. Stop the rebound, right? Everybody's got to go to the boards. All five guys have to go in because that penetration creates help. And then it's hard to box out.
Yep, got to stop them from getting those offensive rebounds. Got to keep rebounding on the offensive side like we did on that last possession. Just couldn't get anything out of it. We're going to take a short break, folks. We'll be back in a little bit less than 10 minutes with second half action. Again, 34-31 here at DeMatha as the Sags host the Paul VI Panthers. And welcome back into the Morgan and Kathy Wooten Gymnasium. I'm Corey Puffett with Neil Murphy, and we are just about a minute and a half away from second half action. DeMatha trailing the Paul VI Panthers 34-31. And big first half for our pair of seniors, Rodney Rice and Tyrell Ward, 12 and 10 points respectively. 9 of Rodney's points coming in that second quarter, including that stretch of 7 points over 3 possessions that he went on.
First, we got to talk recruiting. All right, Corey, got to talk recruiting.
Absolutely.
My grandson, Kellen, has shown an interest in basketball. So Sunday, for the first time, we gave him the full DeMatha experience. Got him in here, working on his shot, working on his crossover dribble. We watched the JV practice. Austin Freeman's team was practicing. A lot of questions about that. And then I may have done too much because I took him up to room 307, and we had a quick math quiz. So, but he sat in the same seat his father
Did he pass it? Did he pass it?
He sat in the same seat his father sat in a few years ago. And let's just say we finally got a Murphy to answer some questions in that class. But quick shout out to my man, Kellen Robert. I know he's watching. All right, so 34-31.
Yep, and as I was saying, Tyrell Ward and Rodney Rice, they accounted for 22 of DeMatha's 31 points in that first half. In that game against St. John's on Friday of last week, Jarrell Roberson and A.J. Swinton were our top 2 scorers. Jarrell went for 17 points. Our manager said that he had him at 16 rebounds as well, so a big-time double-double for the big man. And then A.J. Swinton had 16 points, and a big chunk of that came from his 4-for-6 night shooting from 3 points. We haven't seen that from those two tonight. Instead, it's been Rice and Ward providing the offense for DeMatha. They're probably going to need those two to step up in a bigger way in the second half as they come in trailing by 3, and we're about ready to start this third quarter.
Well, I can't imagine Coach Strickland's talk at halftime didn't focus on rebounding on the defensive end. And part of that equation is Jarrell Roberson. He got his second foul. So it may come down to, being smart in this end. We need more minutes out of Jarrell. He's really our one big guy.
It's the starting 5 for both teams as we start this third quarter play. Rice falling away. No good, too strong, but the foul called against Darren Harris. That will send Rice to the free throw line to shoot a pair.
Good start for the Stags. Get the senior off. See if we can knock down a couple foul shots here.
Rice good on the first one as Doug McDaniel comes over to talk to his coach real quick on the sideline. And Rice will hit both of them.
Senior knocks both down. Let's see what the Stags have here. Looks like Stags are going to go man-to-man.
Doug McDaniel trying to find somebody breaking free. He'll toss it out to Gerdock and right back to him. Tells Gerdock, you got to go through. Going to work it around to Hammond. Almost threw it away. Hammond against Mustaf. He's going to drive.
Good
and
D.
A great block by Mustaf. Going up, just getting a piece of it, and then coming down with the rebound. He's got to get it out of there.
Great job. Stags needed receivers on that one. That's when you got to break all the rules, sprint towards the ball. Mustaf, good composure, didn't make the turnover. Even if we didn't get the ball, we'd be able to set our defense.
We're going to see a little bit of press defense here, I think. Lead pass to Tyrell Ward. He's going to put it up. Jarrell Roberson comes down with it. And a foul. A little bit of a reach in as he was going up for it. Did they call that a shooting foul? Yes, they did. Jarrell Roberson will go to the line to shoot 2.
Somewhere on the DeMatha bench, an assistant coach is saying, Jarrell, don't bring the ball down. Good look by Tyrell. Jarrell has that little habit now of catches it. He sturdies himself by taking a little power dribble.
No good on the first free throw, however. He'll need to hit this one to try and make this a tie ball game.
Certainly a strong second half for Jarrell would be really important to the Stags.
And the second one, he gets the bounce off the glass. Tie game, less than a minute into this third quarter, and already 2 team fouls against the Panthers. Deshaun Smith-Harris gives it off to McDaniel. Doug McDaniel's going to give that to Darren Harris.
Good hands by Swinton. 10 on the shot clock.
Student section getting into it. Trying to drive on the defense, but what a shot by McDaniel.
Tough shot. Pull up over the long outstretched arms of A.J. Swinton. That's what you want your senior to do.
And now let's see if they can get Swinton involved. Instead, he's going to give it off to Ward. Ward with the high floater. Couldn't quite get the roll, but Rodney Rice is there to finish at the rim.
Great job by Rodney Rice. Tough shot by Tyrell, but Rodney Rice was able to clean it up.
Into the corner, Hammond for three. No good. Roberson manages to come down with it.
That's why we need number 22 out on the floor. Rodney Rice all the way to the rim.
Can't stop that.
Stags catching PVI, a little slow in transition.
Harris Smith working against Mustaf. There's a foul. He couldn't get it to fall, though, so he'll shoot 2 at the line.
A little NBA action there. Sean Harris Smith going at Mustaf a little bit. They bump back and forth a little bit, finally contact on the shot.
And the first free throw off the rim, off the backboard, and in for the junior. And Harris Smith, second free throw for the tie. And that time he does not get the bounce into the net. DeMatha retains the lead.
Christian Gerdick going after every rebound there, causing problems inside. Stags able to box out.
Mustaf in a little bit of trouble, gets it out to Swinton. Rice now with the ball, passes it out to Roberson. Thought about popping the long 2, and they're going to call a foul on the floor. Looked almost like there was going to be a walk called, but instead, foul is probably what forced that extra step. DeMatha keeps possession.
Stags ball on the baseline.
Yep, they're going to get it on the baseline here. 3 team fouls now against PVI.
Look for the baby lob here.
And good call there. DeMatha couldn't execute, though. And we're going to get a reach around foul called against Tyrell Ward. 5:32 to go in the third quarter. PVI will get the ball on the sideline here.
Certainly you look at that, maybe a little frustration. A little baby lot inside. Tyrell usually cashes in, left it short. Went for the giveaway foul.
Yeah, got to be careful on those frustration fouls. We see those from time to time with these guys. A.J. Swinton playing defense there. Good job by Hammond to regain possession. Passes it off to McDaniel. Back to Hammond. Passes it inside. Gerdick. No good, and a great rebound by A.J. Swinton, keeping himself between the ball and the big man. Tyrell Ward driving, gets it out to Roberson. That's stolen away. PVI ball. Panthers running in transition. Inside pass, probably not the pass he should have made. PVI holds on to it. Hammond eventually does get it in the corner. He'll drive, no good. DeMatha comes away with it, and Tyrell Ward, knocked away. That was a great job by Darren Harris, the sophomore, to get back in transition and prevent the easy bucket. Ward will shoot 2 instead.
Good dig out by the Stags there. Certainly you have to figure A.J. Swinton and Jerome Roberson will listen to Coach Strickland at halftime.
And we'll
go a much better job on the boards.
We'll go ahead and get a timeout here. 38-37 Stags with 4:43 to go in the third quarter. Some upcoming games on our schedule. DeMatha will be right here on Friday against St. Mary's Riken. We'll be calling that game, so you can join us live for a 7:30 tip-off on DM Stags TV. I believe we've got freshman and JV action both that day as well. You'll be able to catch those games on DM Stags TV on YouTube. Following that, a week from today, next Tuesday, DeMatha will play at Bishop O'Connell. We lost to O'Connell 65-72 back on January 12th. That was the second of that 3-game losing streak that we had coming out of the winter break, which basically was almost an entire month off of actually playing games for this team. Took them a little bit of time to gel coming out of that break, but DeMatha has been on a tear since, winning 6 of their last 6 games.
Yeah, I think Coach Strickland has the team maybe not where they need to be, but certainly heading in that direction.
Absolutely. So out of the timeout, Tyrell Ward will shoot 2 free throws. Opportunity to extend the lead for the Stags. The first free throw is good.
Stags starting to draw some fouls. And obviously it's a good thing we get to go to the foul line for the free throws, but also you start to get into their bench a little bit. And nothing against their bench, but we can get some of the starters to sit down, make the subs play some quality minutes.
There's a reason that the substitutes are not the starters. Tyrell Ward hits the second free throw, makes it a 3-point DeMatha lead. Not even halfway through this third quarter, and PVI is already more than halfway to putting DeMatha in the bonus. Long three taken, no good by number 12, Garrett Sundra. DeMatha with the rebound. Jaden Mustaf takes it up court, passes it out. A.J. Swinson for 3, no good. Jarrell Roberson came down with the rebound, pass it out, tipped away. And the finish on the other end by Darren Harris. Harris was working against Tyrell Ward, who was closing in on that one just a few moments ago. He was the one who stopped Ward from getting the easy layup or dunk. Ward converted both free throws, though. On the other end, cannot handle it. The pass inside of Jarrell Roberson. PVI with the ball, and there's going to be a foul called against A.J. Swinson as Deshaun Harris-Smith was going up for the dunk. Came down hard. He'll shoot 2.
Couple of missed opportunities for the Stags inside, just not able to convert in the paint. Deshaun Harris-Smith gets all the way to the rim, and when you get all the way to the rim, you can't argue the call. Maybe it was a good block, maybe it wasn't, but more often than not, the offensive player is going to get the benefit of the doubt.
First free throw good for Harris-Smith, and Jaquan Womack, the freshman, number 23, will check back into the game for PVI. That'll give Ben Hammond an opportunity to catch his breath. Student section tries to distract him, and whether it was them or not, it worked. No good on the second free throw for Harris-Smith. Jaden Mustaf moves it up court. Had the open 3, got the man off his feet, took it in, no good. DeMatha with the offensive rebound.
Tough move. Tyrell Ward with a little shovel pass to Rodney Rice.
And Rice finished.
Uses the backboard, he'll go to the line.
Great job there, absorbing the contact, getting that off the backboard into the net. He'll try and make this a 3-point play as Isaiah Arnold checks in for the Stags.
He'll give Tyrell Ward a quick break. I can't imagine he'll be out for long.
And Rice does make it a 3-point play. Bryson Hill will check back in, and A.J. Swinton will check out.
43-40 Stags.
Doug McDaniel looked like Jarrell Roberson might be coming out, but instead he'll go back to his man inside. Winds up back in McDaniel's hands. Everybody chasing him, but he's going to knock that in off the backboard.
So clever. Nice little bank shot there.
Ronnie Rice nowhere to go with it. Good lead pass inside, and Jaden Mustaf. There wasn't really a good chance of him getting the points there, but a nice job to draw the foul underneath.
Jaden did a great job there. Dribble use, Rodney Rice has the ball, and so often players will make one move, then they're covered, and then they stop. Say, gee, my teammate's in trouble. Jaden tried to cut for the ball, was denied, took the little back cut, got in the lane, and as he does so well, drew some contact.
Just inside of 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter, and already 6 team fouls against the Panthers. First free throw is good for Mustaf. Tyrell Ward checks back in for Jarrell Roberson.
Good time to rest Jarrell. Big guy Christian Gerdick's taking a break right now, so we'll go a little bit smaller there.
A.J. Swinson ready to check back into the game as well. And the second free throw is good, so he will get to do just that. He'll let Jaden Mustaf get a quick break on the bench. Doug McDaniel rather, almost let that come all the way out to the sideline. Harris Smith turns around. He's going to pass that off. McDaniel with the long three, no good. And the slip by Darren Harris doesn't allow him to get out there. DeMatha takes possession.
Darren Harris was not blocked out, really uncontested for the ball, but overran it. Long shot, long rebound, out of bounds to the PVI bench.
An opportunity to make this a two-possession game. Correct me if I'm wrong, DeMatha has not had a two-possession lead yet today. They've had leads of 4. I don't think they've led by more than that. Or actually, I guess 4 would be a two-possession game unless you get the 3 and the foul.
Corey, if you let me handle the math stuff, Tyrell Ward, a little out of control, good penetration.
Yeah, Hill almost knocked it away, but PVI keeps it. Interior pass, no good. And a great block by A.J. Swinson. DeMatha on the break. Tyrell Ward driving inside. No call.
Wow.
And PVI gets it back. Deshaun Harris-Smith. Nice little step inside around the defender and in to lay it up off the backboard.
Missed opportunity for the Stags. PVI cashes in. Harris-Smith so tough in the open floor.
Poked away, stolen by McDaniel. He's driving. He had a man cutting toward the basket. Instead, he did it himself, and that is going to be a turnover. Missed the layup, and then Deshaun Harris-Smith could not control it underneath the basket.
Stags got a little lucky there. Certainly, PVI had numbers on the break. The Stags were slow to change ends. Sometimes the ball bounces your way.
Ben Hammond back in the game for PVI. Harris-Smith heads to the bench. Rice and Swinton head down court side by side. Rice will pass it off to Swinton, now to Hill. Back to Rice, he'll take the 3. What a shot! Rodney Rice.
That's just good coaching there. Rodney Rice feeling it.
PVI working it around deep.
Coming up on a minute.
They got to try and get it inside. Ben Hammond working against Mustaf. No give by the junior. Back to Hammond. Hammond's going to go up. Good defense. I don't know where that foul is called unless it's against Bryson Hill trying to box out.
Isaiah Arnold. Really a late call, but maybe not
Very
a bad
late
call. But he
Very
waited.
late
It's
call.
almost like he wanted to see if it was going to go in or not.
Hammond to shoot free throws. First one is good. He'll shoot another as Brendan Robinson checks back in for PVI, and Tyrell Ward comes back in for DeMatha.
Just under a minute to go in the quarter.
Hammond's second free throw makes it a 2-point game. 52 seconds in this third quarter of play. Deep 3, Rodney Rice. He can't miss. Ben Hammond working against Mustaf. Student section is into it. Driving inside,
Great
no
job.
good. Bryson Hill with the rebound,
Whoa,
gets it around.
The old hook pass.
And that's going to be poked away. Good save by Jaden Mustaf. Might have been better if he had let it go, but instead he gets it to A.J. Swinton, and he'll draw a hard foul as he was driving to the net. A 5-point lead and a chance to make it bigger with 19.2 on the clock for this third quarter.
Good cut by A.J., staying active. See if we can knock these down.
First free throw is good for Swinton. And PVI will get a major line change here. Robinson in, Deshaun Harris-Smith back in, Christian Gerdick, the big freshman, number 25, back in. And then, of course, Doug McDaniel is on the court. And Ben Ben Hammond. The second free throw, good for Swinson, makes this a 7-point lead.
Shot clock is off.
17 seconds, now 15 seconds. PVI with the ball. Harris Smith working against Tyrell Ward. 10 seconds. Nowhere to go. 5 seconds. He's got to get it out. He passes it off to Robinson, who's going to drive, take the two, and a nice job just ahead of the buzzer by Brendan Robinson. Puts two more on the board, makes it a 5-point game, but DeMatha has gone from a deficit at halftime to now a 5-point lead heading into the fourth quarter, plus they're already in the bonus, Neil.
Well, certainly you look at two things. The first one is we're doing a better job rebounding at the other end.
Much better
Certainly
job.
It didn't hurt that Christian Gerdick sat for a while, okay? And the other thing is down this end, Rodney Rice, all right? Particularly Doug McDaniel does a great job on him, but when anybody else switches off on him, he knows he can shoot over the top. Doug is just that senior guy who knows how to play and makes life tough for him.
Rodney Rice has been absolutely masterful these past 2 quarters of play. Was held to just 2 points in that first quarter, scored 9 in the second quarter, and I lost track in that third quarter, but he had at least 10 points in that third quarter.
Well, it was that thing where you take a 20-footer, and the next time might have been a 22-footer, and then a 24-footer. All right. Reminded me of a guy named Mr. Keels, who's played for PVI and is now down at Duke doing such a great job. He would get in that zone where he'd keep basically just backing up. How far can you go?
Speaking of Duke, a couple of people here from Duke recruiting. Got their newly named head coach out there under the DeMatha Forever sign, along with local player, Upper Marlboro native, Nolan Smith. Forgive me, I'm forgetting the head coach's name now for Duke now that it's not Coach K. I know that you'll know, though.
John Schreier.
Yes, thank you.
Don't you have some ties to Duke where you should know this stuff?
Yes, I do, and I should.
I think there's a date you need to know that by.
Fourth quarter underway. PVI gets the ball to start the quarter. See if they can eat into this lead. It's a 5-point deficit for the Panthers, and they'll get 2 of those back with Deshaun Harris-Smith absorbing the contact, putting it in on off the glass.
Might have missed an N1 there. Tough move.
A.J. Swinson, it's knocked away by Hammond. Mustaf's going to get back on defense. He gets a block of his own, and Swinson comes down with it. Easy pass ahead to Tyrell Ward, and he'll slam it home.
DeMatha with the double block there. Swinton cleaning it up, throwing ahead Tyrell Ward, who quickly got down the other end.
Doug McDaniel passes it off to Harris Smith. Deshaun Harris Smith has it poked away. Nice
job.
job by Hill, but on the other end, McDaniel's able to come in and take that away on the pass to Tyrell Ward. And that's going to be a charge. The charge called against Deshaun Harris Smith. DeMatha takes possession. And PVI is going to take a timeout. I don't think they liked that charge call, and honestly, that was probably a little bit borderline. A lot of moving parts there. Kind of hard to say that we had our feet set, but
maybe it was lucky, but we were there to force the referee to make the call.
Yes.
I know every time I talk to Coach Strickland, the one guy he keeps talking about is the senior Bryson Hill. Obviously, the other seniors are really good, but he loves the energy he does, the workmanlike plays, whether it be rebounding, defending the basket. He's always willing to stick his nose in there.
Bryson Hill, a terrific player to have coming off the bench. If he's coming off the bench, you know your starting 5 is in pretty good shape.
Well, someone like that, it becomes infectious because you see, hey, this guy's earning minutes by playing defense, by rebounding, the energy that he's bringing. So I'm going to get on the floor, and the real leaders affect others. Stags ball.
Just under 7 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. 55-50 the score. Just 4 team fouls against the Stags, so they've got some fouls to give. Jaden is going to drive in. Mustaf no good, but Bryson Hill, we were just talking about him, comes down with the rebound, and they're going to say it's a turnover. Looks like he was couldn't quite get him down and get his feet set, so
Well, that's that rule I want to change. It's no advantage to fall down, yet you lose the ball in it. It's a travel. PVI ball, looking to reverse it.
Robinson gives it off to McDaniel. He'll take a screen. He tried to go at the pick and roll, nothing there. Instead, the three taken by Robinson, no good. DeMatha comes down with the ball.
Tyrell Ward, nice rebound. Coach Strickland calling out the play.
Ward to Mustaf, 6:15 to go. Outside to Swinson, gives it to Hill. Hill's going to give it back to Swinson.
Great job.
He'll draw the foul. There was nothing that Ben Hammond could do but foul the sophomore. Otherwise, that was going to be an easy 2 for the Stags.
Bryson Hill probably heard me talking about all his blue-collar stuff. He said, no, I can make plays too. Penetration due to help. Great pass inside to A.J. A.J. will go to line for 2.
A.J. Swinson good on the first free throw as Darren Harris checks back in for the Panthers. Brendan Robinson to the bench. Swinton's second free throw. Rims out, and there's Bryson Hill again, and he's going to go back up, and they're going to call a jump ball. A good job by the ball. Yep, Christian Gerdot got his hands up on it and was able to force him to come back down with it, but DeMatha has the possession arrow.
Stag ball underneath, PVI peeking now, so no baby lob. Shot clock.
Yep, they've got to reset the shot clock down to 20 seconds. Or rather, 17 seconds?
Well, I guess the reset, I don't know, because Bryson Hill got the rebound. And that would be a reset.
Right. And it should reset to 20. So I don't know if they're saying the 3 seconds came off the clock there, which, whatever. In any case, DeMatha will have it. Rice is going to lob that inside. Ward comes with it.
As Coach Wooten would say, Stags really have to test their passes. PVI very aggressive. We've gotten a little lazy on some of those passes.
Ronnie Rice takes the screen. Double teamed. He's going to take the 3. No good. Who's going to get it? A.J. Swinson got the rebound. And now a deeper 3 for Ronnie Rice. No good, but tipped in by Tyrell Ward.
Might have to go to the replay booth on that one, but they're going to count it.
Yeah, very close to an offensive goaltend. They didn't call it. 2 points for the Stags. It's an 8-point lead. 5:27 to go.
Little post up.
McDaniel driving in, and the floater is good.
Every in-between shot he's got.
Tyrell Ward for 3.
Wow.
How did he get that to fall? The high arc on the shot to get it over Darren Harris.
No. Great shot.
We've seen a few of those from Tyrell tonight, and he's hit a lot of them. Very impressive. And Harris lost control of the ball, and the DeMatha bench not happy with that foul call at all. The foul called against Tyrell Ward, and I got to say, when you lose control of the ball, kind of hard to say that he deserves to be fouled.
Tyrell stuck his hand in the cookie jar. Maybe he gets it, maybe he doesn't, but that's a risk you take. Still, you got to love the energy the Stags are playing with.
Harris knocks down the first free throw. Got one more coming.
Make sure we box out Gerdick.
And they do. Doesn't matter, though. He'll knock the second one down. 7-point game, 61-54. A.J. Swinton gives it off to Ward. Tyrell Ward going to drive, gives it out to Swinton for 3 in the corner. And no good. He hit it off the glass somewhere. Came up way short. A long 3 for Harris. Looks good, didn't fall. And Ward was trying to get that out to Ronnie Rice, but a little bit too high on the pass. He was way deep and put it off the back of the backboard and out of bounds. We'll get a timeout now. That's going to be a 30-second timeout to DeMatha.
Maybe a good timeout. A lot of energy out there. Stags in good shape here, 61-54.
Still plenty of time left, though. 4 minutes and 25 seconds in the fourth quarter.
Well, here's the challenge for the Stags. You know the two seniors are going to do it, Rodney Rice and Tyrell Ward. We need them to do a lot, but we can't have them do too much where they're taking tough shots, particularly when we have the lead. You know, if we're down 7, they got to create, all right? But to come down, run the offense, see if we can get some good ball reversal, and then we can go one-on-one.
The Stags are coming off an 8-point win against St. John's. Paul VI will play their next game against St. John's this Sunday. Then they'll play at the Heights next Tuesday. They beat the Heights earlier this season on January 10th. That was an 87-42 Panthers win. Stags ball on the baseline, 4:25 to go in the fourth quarter. And Mustaf needs to get it across half court, and he just does.
PVI really aggressive.
Going to give this out to Bryson Hill. Hill driving, he's got a lane. Couldn't get the roll, but Rodney Rice is there to clean it up under the basket.
Nice finish by Rodney Rice. Kind of a senior finish there. Just kind of bullied the guy. Laid it off the glass.
McDaniel, nothing there. Gives it off to Hammond, who finds his man inside. Gerdick missed it. And PVI is rebounding it, but ball's all over the place, and they call a timeout. Deshaun Harris-Smith got possession, and a quick timeout by the bench. A smart decision probably there for the Panthers.
Great hustle by both teams. Deshaun Harris-Smith all over it. Second and third effort. A calm head on the PVI bench said, why don't we just call timeout, take the ball out of bounds. And good sportsmanship by both teams. So often you get a skirmish like that. Tempers running a little hot. The DeMatha guys are helping up. And all these guys play together during the summer of the different AAU events.
The student section getting into it. This has been a terrific game so far tonight. DeMatha has a 9-point lead, but certainly not comfortable when you're playing against a team as talented as PVI. We talked about it earlier, the Panthers 16-3 this season. They've played a lot of games.
Yeah, and they've played against the best. They travel to tournaments much like DeMatha. And that's the thing about our league. The teams in our league, they're battle tested before we even get to the league season, you know, because every tournament in the country wants to have our guys PVI, Gonzaga, O'Connell, DeMatha, etc.
Both teams have suffered 2 losses in WCAC play this season, but those came much earlier in the season. DeMatha came into today on a 6-game winning streak, PVI on a 4-game winning streak. We'll see which streak continues. 3 minutes and 43 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. PVI with the ball inbounded to Darren Harris. He'll give it up to Doug McDaniel. McDaniel working against Rodney Rice. And passes it inside.
Ward.
Tyrell Ward with the steal. Ward gonna pull up for 3. No good, but Bryson Hill cut inside, skied for the rebound, didn't even come back down with it, just off the backboard and in, and PVI will call another quick timeout. This one will be a full timeout. Now a double-digit lead for DeMatha, and PVI needs to get their guys settled down, refocused. They're starting to press a little bit.
I think I'm going to become Bryson Hill's agent. Because certainly, again, the stars, Tyrell Ward, Rodney Rice getting it done, but Bryson Hill may be the difference maker, because you expect that of those guys, all the hustle plays, the taking the charge, the putbacks, and even, although he won't get the assist, a great pass to A.J. Swinton off of that. .316, Stags up 11.
DeMatha's upcoming schedule, mentioned earlier, we've got St. Mary's Riken on Friday. That'll be a home game for the Stags, so we will be broadcasting that on Facebook. 7:30 tip-off, be sure to tune in for that. And then next Tuesday, DeMatha travels to O'Connell for a big rematch against the Knights, a team that beat DeMatha back on January 12th. That was a game where we fell behind big early.
We don't have to go over that right now.
But had a great second half. And we've been pretty hot since that time frame. Garrett Sundra takes the inbound pass. That's knocked out of bounds, but it'll stay with PVI. Inbounded to McDaniel. Doug McDaniel gives it off. Harris Smith driving inside. A nice spin move. Bryson Hill was there ready to take the contact, but no call. And 2 points.
I think if they hadn't given him the last charge, they would have given him that one. He was in position. Stags got to be aggressive now, coming to the ball.
Jaden Mustaf was trying to get that inside, ended up banging it off the rim. But Bryson Hill, such high energy from Bryson Hill, the senior, putting in some big minutes for the Stags tonight. Garrett Sundra almost wasted that possession, but managed to come back down with it and put it in. That one's tipped away from Bryson Hill. Darren Harris at the good hands. On the other hand, Bryson Hill makes up for it with the rebound, gets it ahead. And Tyrell Ward on the assist from A.J. Swinton. And a terrific rebound by Bryson Hill to set it up. 2 minutes, 11 seconds to go in the fourth quarter.
Certainly look for McDaniel and Deshaun Harris-Smith to make things happen here.
PVI struggling to make any headway, but here we'll get an easy layup for Sundra, the sophomore, for 2. Makes it a 7-point game. And then a quick turnover, and Doug McDaniel with the steal, the floater, puts it in. We'll get a timeout called by the Stags. A 5-point game now. PVI making a little bit of headway now. 1:50 to go in the quarter.
PVI so quick, so aggressive. Stags a little bit lazy with the ball. Some of them floating passes, getting tipped. You know, kind of like a good defensive back making plays on the ball. As Coach Wooten would say, you got to be strong with the ball. You got to test your passes. We're in control. 1:50 to go. We're up 5 our ball.
Stags have a foul to give, whereas PVI, another foul will put us in the double bonus.
So we know they're going to double team the ball. We're going to have traps. So we got to be strong with it. And then greedy receivers. All right. Knowing that your teammate is in trouble because of the double team being the obvious outlet. You know, here's where we used to like to have a football player like a John Day Owens, a Kenny Tate, burst in the middle, almost like a tight end. So it'll be DeMatha ball on the baseline.
Official's going to go and try and get him out of the huddle. Coach is still chatting with his guys, drawing up a play for them, and here they come.
And Coach Strickland's still giving out the orange slices there.
Bryson Hill staying in the game for the Stags. He's earned this playing time tonight. He has been fantastic on the boards, both offensive and defensive. Rice passes into Mustaf. Mustaf working against Ben Hammond. And the shot clock never started. That was definitely more than 2 seconds there for Mustaf trying to take it up. So DeMatha is going to take this back out of bounds, and they're going to put it down to 26. I think that's still a little bit generous.
I know Jaden's been working on his quickness, but that might have been a stretch there.
Yeah, the officials are going to meet real quick. I think that they also realize that there's no way that only 4 seconds ticked off there. Mustaf was taking a little bit of time before he started working his way up, and they're going to put it down to maybe 24 seconds, yes. So put it down to 24 seconds. That's a little bit more realistic. DeMatha will get the ball on the sideline in the backcourt, so they will still need to get this across the midcourt line.
So DeMatha understand their clock is their friend. All right? If we can throw 3 passes, we can probably get a layup. Reverse the ball. They have to trap.
Bryson Hill inside. Jaden Mustaf dribbles around.
10 on the shot clock.
6 seconds, 5 seconds. Mustaf spinning in, and he lost control, but gets bailed out by the foul. And they're going to call that a shooting foul, so he will go to the line and shoot 2.
If you're the Stags, you like it. First of all, we get to go to the foul line, but also we use a lot of the shot clock.
Mustaf, good on the first free throw. Second free throw, no good. And
great hustle. Again, Bryson Hill knocks it loose. A.J. Swinton puts it down on the floor. Mustaf follows after. Minute 18 to go. Stags up 6.
68-62. McDaniel's going to let this roll all the way into the front court before he picks it up. He's going to give this off to Deshaun Harris-Smith outside. Nothing there. Back to Harris-Smith. Number 5 for PVI, working it around. Gives it to McDaniel. Some nifty dribble moves. And the finish by Garrett Sundra. DeMatha's got to get this in and across half court. Press defense. A.J. Swinton's got a lane. Gets it up to Bryson Hill. To Jaden Mustaf. And now for 3, it's Tyrell Ward. No good. And Bryson Hill going to be called for the foul. Went up aggressively, but over the back.
Any other time in the game, great shot by Tyrell. Up 4, under a minute to go. Work the shot clock. They have to come out and foul us. PVI ball, down 4. Again, going to look to make it happen. We got to keep, once again, Doug McDaniel out of the lane.
47.5 seconds to go. McDaniel picks it up just before the half-court line, and he'll drive in. Nothing there. Good defense. Bryson Hill came down with it, and now DeMatha, yes, they will start to work the shot clock. Ronnie Rice, and that's going to be out of bounds. Stays with DeMatha. The ball was bouncing around. Nobody could get it. I think Rice wanted the foul. And he probably has a case for it, but
we have a technical foul on the DeMatha bench.
Darren Harris will handle the technical free throws. Student section getting very loud here. Does not influence the first free throw. 3-point game now, 33.3 seconds to go. Second free throw is good, and it's possession for PVI, now down by 2.
Costly mistake for the Stags there. Down 2, we're going to have to guard. 33 seconds to go.
Clock starts, couple seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. Harris gives it to McDaniel. Tight defense by the Stags. They've got to keep it there. McDaniel is fouled by Rodney Rice. Falling to the side, put up the shot one-handed, and Rice just got a piece of him.
So 16.3 seconds to go. I got to figure Glenn Farilla's got the guy in the line he wants. Doug McDaniel.
Good free throw there. 1-point game. 16.3 seconds on the game clock, and it's a tie game. A.J. Swinton to Rodney Rice. DeMatha will play for the last shot and try and win it here in regulation. But if they don't win it here, they at least want to make sure this game goes to overtime. Rice almost lost his footing. He's working it inside, passes it out to Mustaf. Mustaf puts it up, and nothing there, no good, and we will go to overtime, 68-68.
Well, if you're PVI,
what can you say,
if you're PVI, you got to be loving life. If you're DeMatha, you got to feel like you let one get away there. Certainly had a comfortable league. But now we got to kind of reboot here, reset. We got a 4-minute overtime. We got to get back to work, back to the things that were good for us. PVI very effective. They came with a lot of pressure. DeMatha a little casual with the ball, created some turnovers. All right, we got to get back to running our offense here. Strong with the ball, good passes.
Take a quick moment for these teams to meet with each other, figure out their strategy. DeMatha had a double-digit lead in that fourth quarter, but PVI clawed their way back, set up the tie. Jaden Mustaf had the last shot. There was a little bit of contact on it, but the referees let them play.
Well, not a great look, all right? Stags really didn't get the shot that they wanted.
No, they didn't.
I think what they're looking for was one of their seniors in a one-on-one situation. Rodney Rice gave it up, made the right play, but whether he was fouled or not, wasn't a great look for the Stags. So we got to regroup, refocus, forget about what's happened, move on from here.
John McConnell watching the game, one of our English department chairs. I know he's a Duke and Maryland alum, giving me a little bit of a hard time for not knowing John Shire's name.
So Stags come back out with their original starting five.
So we head to overtime.
And I believe last time we played PVI here, last year in the pandemic season was an overtime game.
Yes, it was. I forget who was calling that game with you. It might have been Pete. PVI controls the opening tip of this overtime period. 4 minutes on the clock to start it. Ben Hammond gives it off to Doug McDaniel. Deshaun Harris driving in, a three in the corner. Good job by Jarrell Roberson to close and take it away.
10 on the shot clock.
McDaniel gets a look. Deep two, no good, and it's rebounded by Tyrell Ward. Rodney Rice will take the ball up court.
Pretty good effort by the Stags, but then they left Doug McMahon all alone. Fortunately, he missed.
Slowing the pace just a little bit. A.J. Swinton around to Jaden Mustaf. He'll pass it inside. Tyrell Ward with a good cut to the basket.
Jaden Mustaf with a dime to Tyrell, cutting to the rim. Stags back up 2.
70-68. 3 minutes to go in the overtime period, and Deshaun Harris-Smith finishes on the other end for PVI to tie it back up.
Deshaun Harris-Smith got a little leverage on Tyrell Ward, was able to muscle it in off the backboard.
Tyrell Ward thought about taking the three. Instead, he drives,
great finish,
takes the easy layup at the rim. But they give up an easy one to Doug McDaniel on the other end.
Can't be happy with that. Tyrell Ward gets all the way to the rim for a layup. Doug McDaniel does the same thing in transition. Stags slow to get back.
Yeah, you cannot allow a team to run a transition offense off of a made field goal. Jaden Mustaf working against Hammond.
Stags a little stagnant here. Mustaf needs receivers.
Good spin move. He gets it back out to A.J. Swinton after they cut him off. Quick close by Doug McDaniel to prevent that ball from getting to Rodney Rice cleanly. Out of bounds, DeMatha keeps possession. 10 seconds on the shot clock. 2:09 to go in this overtime period. Tyrell Ward dribbles between two defenders, and they call the foul. That's going to be against number 12, Garrett Sundra, the sophomore. And because DeMatha is in the double bonus, Tyrell Ward will get 2 free throws here. First free throw for Ward, bangs off the front of the rim, off the backboard and in. And his second free throw, right through the net. 2-point lead again for the Stags, and this time PVI will not get some transition offense going. DeMatha will defend in the half court. That give, Darren Harris gives it to Hammond. Now McDaniel to Harris-Smith. Everybody's touching the ball in this possession for PVI. Passes it outside to Harris.
10 on the shot clock.
Harris-Smith driving in. He passed up an open look from 3. Drew the foul against Jarrell Roberson, and now he'll go to the line for 2 free throws. Everybody will be shooting 2 free throws from here on out. That was DeMatha's 9th team foul, which means the next one would put PVI into the double bonus. 1:39 to go in this 5th period of play. First free throw good for Harris Smith.
Good looking stroke there.
Second free throw off the back of the rim. DeMatha takes possession.
PVI still man-to-man. Doug McDaniel guarding Rodney Rice out front. Tyrell Ward with the cut.
Ward from the free throw line, no good. PVI takes possession. A chance to take the lead for the road team. Doug McDaniel facing the DeMatha defense and the student section. Rice got caught out of position, and something happened to Rodney Rice. Maybe a cramp in his calf. Hopefully nothing more than a Charlie horse. McDaniel was able to finish on the layup to give PVI a lead. We've got 1 minute and 2 seconds to go, and Rice is staying out there, not heading to the sideline, so now he will start heading to the sideline.
Right, if the trainer comes out, then you have to sub for him, and certainly at this point in the game, you want to try and keep him on the floor.
Yeah, but it looks like his calf is way too tight right now. Hopefully they can work that out on the sideline, try and get him back in. But for right now, Isaiah Arnold is going to come in for the Stags while Rice gets worked on the sideline by our trainer, Ava Grease.
Might be time to use the Stag there, use the timeout for the Stags.
Jaden Mustaf working against McDaniel. Mustaf with a nice spin move, but then the block by Garrett Sundra sends it out of bounds. DeMatha keeps possession. 13 seconds on the shot clock, 47.9 on the game clock in this overtime period.
Stags with a little diamond out of bounds play.
Inbound pass to Jarrell Roberson, gives it to Tyrell Ward. Ward across court, AJ Swinton back to Roberson. He's got an open look, but it's no good. AJ Swinton went up for the rebound, but PVI comes down with it. And now with 34 seconds to go, less than 10 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock, and Pete Strickland says, don't foul yet, play defense. It's just a 1-point game.
About a 5-second differential, maybe 6.
Under 20 to go now in overtime. 15 seconds to go. PVI is going to milk every second they can. And a foul. The shot does not go. So McDaniel cannot make this more than a 3-point game with the free throws. But now 9.1 seconds on the game clock. McDaniel will shoot 2.
So here's your time and score coming into play. Certainly down 1. He's got 2 shots, so a couple possibilities. Down 3, down 2. What are you going to do? You got 9.1. That's an eternity. Looks like Rodney Rice is going to give it a go.
The first free throw is good, and Rodney is heading back out onto the court.
The problem with those cramps is once you get one,
you're more likely to get another one. Exactly. And Rice is walking a little bit gingerly. DeMatha will call a timeout, probably smart, not just to try and draw up a play with only 9.1 to go, but also maybe to give Rodney just a little bit more time to rest before he has to try and push through this final possession. 77-74, DeMatha needs 3 points to try and force a second overtime period.
Well, both teams are going to talk about their time and score situation. In the Paul the 6th huddle, the question is always, do you foul, send them to the line for 2 so they can't get off a 3, or do you just play good defense, encourage them to drive to the hole? And the answer to the question is whatever you've done in practice. You don't want to invent something here and tell the guy to do something he's never done before. That's where you end up in intentional foul or maybe a 4-point play, something like that.
Yeah, if there's something you're coming up with in the huddle here that's new, don't use it here. Run it in practice this week. That way you have it in your bag in the future.
First horn. The team should be coming back out here.
Tense moments here, 9.1 to go, so you know these coaches want every second that they can get out of this timeout.
Mm-hmm. So it'll be Stags ball on the baseline. Look for PVI, maybe a little token pressure, not backing all the way up. And the big thing is you have to figure it's going to be Rodney Rice at Tyrell Ward. So what are we doing? What are we doing on screens? Are we switching? Are we double teaming? Certainly you look at those two, you say, well, maybe just put two guys on them.
And they do have two guys on Rodney Rice. And sending Rodney off to the bench for something. Now to get a quick sip of water, I guess.
Well, it looked like something procedural. Because Daniel pointed it out, and then the referee came over and sent him over. And obviously, we think it was a leg cramp, but almost the type of thing where if he had
blood on the jersey,
like
exactly. But I don't think that he did. Animal. So, in either way, Ava Greasy and Ava Grease and Wendy Norris over there on the sideline with the Stags. 10 to Rodney Rice, getting back out here. Two of our excellent trainers here at DeMatha. 3 points separates Paul VI and DeMatha. 9 seconds to go. Rodney Rice driving up, lost his footing, and that's going to stay with the Stags. 3.1 to go, and Rice is twisted up. Definitely not feeling good with that calf.
Well, he has taken a couple spills here in the fourth quarter, and certainly we noticed a leg cramp when he went down that last time, but that may have been the other tumbles before that may have been a result of that.
Yeah, so we're going to get another quick break for Rodney. They're going to take him off to the bench, and they'll bring somebody else in for these last 3 seconds of overtime. Rodney has been terrific for the Stags today, well north of 20 points on the day. Probably was closing in on 30, quite honestly, the way he was playing, especially in that second half.
Yeah, had a great game, but part of that is you expend a lot of energy there.
Yes.
And certainly not much left in the tank here at the end of the fourth quarter and as we get to overtime. But a valiant effort by Rodney. So we're going to have to get someone else for the Stags to step up here. We got 3.1 seconds. It'll be Stag ball on the sideline. Somewhat even with the top of the key, it looks like. And plenty of time here. We can catch. We could probably get 2 dribbles there. And certainly we need the 3 here.
Jaden Mustaf will be the inbounder for the Stags. Isaiah Arnold in.
Might be the opportunity for a guy like Isaiah Arnold, who's not going to get much attention. There's the back
Open
screen.
look for 3.
Oh.
And it does not fall for Tyrell Ward. DeMatha falls 77-74 here at home against Paul VI. A really fun game, but a very disappointing outcome for us here at DeMatha.
Certainly, if you're the Stags, you think about lost opportunities. A lot going on there. We were in the driver's seat there. We had a couple costly turnovers. There's a technical foul working against us, but, that's what happens. You have one bad stretch in the game. The league is so good. Things will go against you quickly. The good news is we get to go back against it on Friday.
We'll be praying for Rodney Rice. Hopefully nothing too severe. Hopefully it was just some cramps, and he'll be good to go when DeMatha takes the court again this Friday right here on DM Stags TV. We'll be playing St. Mary's Riken. You'll be able to join us here on Facebook. You can also tune into the freshman and JV games on Friday. Those will be covered on our YouTube channel. Any last thoughts, Neil?
No, great game by both teams. Competitive. Certainly mistakes were in there. But, what's all going to matter is the end of February. We get to the playoffs. Should be great. Playoffs should be great. Looking forward to it. And hopefully we'll have some fans there, too.
PVI improves to 17-3 on the season. DeMatha falls to 12-5. We'll be back on Friday. Join us then. Until then, stay safe out there. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Corey Puffett for Neil Murphy and the video broadcast class here at DeMatha, saying so long.